Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome back to Fort William. No stadium news. There's been no mention of it. Obviously, that'll probably take a while. But it does worry me a little bit that there's no board stuff. I hope it hasn't gone away, because that would be really irritating. I haven't had any news. I've been very careful reading my news, making sure nothing's been going on. I'm assuming it's still happening. Reassure me, please, comments. We've done transfers. How would I... Unspectacular is what I'd call the transfer window. We've also played the old Betfred Cup, which we won a couple of games, lost a couple of games, didn't get through, beat who we expected to beat, and lost who we should have beaten us. Wraith and Dundee are both Premier League teams. Let's take you through the transfers. First big bit of news. Big Pollux is back in for another season. We have to pay £1,000 a month now, which... So what's that, 200, just 250 quid a week plus his 400 quid wage. So it's actually not that bad, really. 650 quid a week. Very happy to have him back in the club. They still won't let me have him, but we will own him one day, as long as he has a good season this season. Next up, we got Jordan Marshall, who I was quite pleased with on a free transfer. He is an English player, 33 years old, and is a solid left-back option. Really good mentals, which we need. He's got a balanced personality. He'd be good for mentoring as well as just, being half decent. He's only with us for a year, expected, because he's so very old. He's been playing the St Mirren. He's got tons of championship experience, so that's really good. He's also playing in the Championship just 6 years ago. And the Premier League. So, he's got experience. Next up, we have Jack Baird, who is also old, is what I was going to say. Also from St Mirren, but that's the only player I got from St Mirren. 34 years old, not the paciest centre-back in the world, but amazing pretty much at everything else. Like I said, again, bit more experience, 15 determination. Gets forward whenever possible. Brings the ball out of defence. He's like a young Joel Matip or an old Joel Matip. He's also had a very distinguished career. Been in the Premier League. Just 3 seasons ago, he was in the Premier League. So although, he's not it's not a spring chicken anymore, he brings bags of experience with us. So I'm quite happy for him. Then we have this guy on loan from Kilmarnock, Steve Naismith. He's a left midfielder, and he's pretty damn good. Really good physicals, pretty good at everything else. Solid all-round player. What's his free kick taking? 13 free kick taking, and he hits them really hard. That's my style of free kicks. He's got 2 under-21 caps for Scotland, 4.5-star potential. Played in the Premier League. He was a Premier League regular last season. That's a typo there with the 1. But I was really chuffed to get him in. And finally, we've got Craig Adams, who we spent 23 grand on. We have Krill the Conqueror in goal. Our reserve goalkeeper was released, and we needed somebody. And I wanted to actually give him a bit of competition in goal. Krill's been okay, isn't he? He's not done anything spectacular. And this guy's quite good at one-on-ones, because we want to play a bit more of a sweeper keeper, because we're playing that high line. Rushing out isn't great, but beggars can't be choosers. He's agile. And he's 28 years old. In his peak, he's been at Air for forever, pretty much. Again, conceded 74 goals. He played in the Premier League and Championship. So it shows the improvement we're making, in that we're getting players that maybe aren't on the tail end of their career, but have actually experience now. Beforehand, we were picking up players that played in League 2 or the Highland League and bringing them up. But now we're actually getting the dregs from the Premier League and the Championship, which is good stuff. We still can't offer the wages that the big clubs do or any of that sort of stuff. But we've kept the rest of the team. So can we have a moment of silence for Greggs? He has left the club with a heavy heart. It's just too high. It's just too high level for him. I know he had that first breakout season in the Championship, and he was banging him in. Last season, he was he was terrible. And he's 29 years old now. He's lost a bit of his quickness, which he never really had. He was brilliant. He was massive for us in League One. He was so important, keeping us in League One and then getting us promoted and then staying up. But we can't be sentimental. We can't just go, all right, yeah, but we keep him. Saying that, P Money's still at the club. He just doesn't get to play. He's on his own in the reserves. I was going to say he's looking after the kids, but then actually there's no kids to be a bunch of greys. So that's sad. A few other ones. Gary Gardner's our reserve goalkeeper. Scott Morrison, both Morrisons have left. Was it? No, I thought both Morrisons had left. Oh no, we kept Callum. Oh, it's the right mid. I was having a brain fart. Scott Morrison, the left-hand side player. He's left us on a free transfer. Never really did it. He was never really a big part of the squad. Harvey Sterling, who had he was the player that played above his station this season in particular. Like, he did really well in the League One and then managed to do it all again in the Championship. And then last season he was pretty turd. And yeah, he's not fantastic. So we've let him go. Robbie Hogg's just a youngster. Darren Watt is another youngster, and McCulloch, I have no idea who he is. Yeah, another youngster. So yeah, all good stuff. We've got 1.7 million in the bank. I can't ask to go full time yet. We will as soon as I'm going to just keep spamming it now. We've got 1.7 million. The projection is 1.2, but we know that's bullshit anyway. So let's get on with the first game of the season. We are expected. The board expects mid-table. And the odds say that we're 8th, which is about expected. But it says Clyde and Edinburgh are much worse off than us. We are playing Clyde today. So let's see if that's true, shall we? We've got Shuttleworth playing up front. We've got Doogs on the left. We've got Erskine on the right. Watt and Donald in the middle. McCarter's our half-back. We've got Patterson on the left. Bill Shankly on the right. We've got Baird and Jack Bauer as our two centre-backs. And the new goalkeeper, this is his debut because he was cup-tied. So let's go, boys. I think, having done the transfer window, I think we've not really massively improved. But then we came second last year. So I'll take second in a heartbeat, to be honest. But a playoff spot would be fine. And Jack Bauer, off the mark, 2 minutes into the season. It was always going to happen. He scored against his old team, apparently. Yeah, maybe Clyde have just lost all their players en route to a game or something. Maybe that's why their odds are so bad. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. Quick, get it in. Get it in. Celebrate, people. Celebrate. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. We're getting beaten by air on alphabetness. Right, we're going to whiz through this season pretty quick, I think, because I think we might be here for a couple more seasons, to be honest, unless we get a good playoff win. I can't see us win it without sort of a superb player coming to us, like some sort of wonder kid or something that's going to carry us, because I can't see us winning the league, because the team that comes down is usually so much stronger. Come on, boys. Patterson. Back post. Erskine nods it back in. Shanks the right back. He's had a pop. He's applauding it. Good start, though, boys. I'm going to give you a bit of praise. So we're going to whip through the season nice and quick. Doogs! I'm waiting for goal line technology. That's not happening, is it? I feel like we should have scored about 3 by now, boys. Going to get sucker punched. It's nice to start off playing the second shittest team in the league at home. Although it's dangerous, because if you don't win, then you're like, oh, fuck, this season's going to be long. So the mission is always to slowly build, unless we have some spectacular run of form, is to slowly build, have a good season, really try hard in the cups, see if we can get that, the big draw. That's what keeps us afloat. We will still want Celtic, but I'll take any of the big boys. That's a decent ball in. Doogs! Oh, he's already scored a couple in the league. What's he waving his arm about? How are we only 1-0 up? I'm a little bit worried by this. Look at the defence. Absolutely rock solid. Why have I got a giant bit of fucking dog hair? Where did that come from? I've never seen that before. Just a solid defence like that. Dukes. Pings one in. Erskine with a little flick header. Right. Let's give Naismith, who also scored in the League Cup, a game. And we're going to give Sutherland a game. And I'm going to make him a Mazzella. Reason being, he's not a ball-winning midfielder, and his passing isn't quite good enough to be a deep-line playmaker, but he is one of our better players at the club. So I'm thinking games where we're playing well, we look like the better side, we can maybe risk not having the ball-winning midfielder and bring him on, and you might have a couple more goals in him. It sounds logical, doesn't it? That sounded... Oh, they're going to fucking score, aren't they? It sounded like that made sense, didn't it? There we go, cleared away. It's a 1-0 win, but a really, really solid performance. Well done, lads. We should have scored more, but for a first game of the season, and let's have a look at the old attendance. See if we actually had more home fans. 400. Why are we building a new stadium? I don't understand why we're getting a new stadium. A new field. Maybe they're going smaller. Maybe they're thinking, let's get like a 200-seater stadium because then you'll get like a good atmosphere. Nobody likes an empty field. Right, Jack Bauer. Solid defensive work, sir. Solid. Is that his first goal for the club? Oh, no, he scores a couple. Right, set-piece kings. So our main two strikers this season will be Big Pollux, and we've got Shuttleworth, who was solid, probably underutilised last season. He is wanted by big teams like Newport County and Southend. Erskine's wanted by Falkirk. The problem is we don't really have any wonder kids that are going to get sold for like $500,000 or anything because, well, we can't really attract them to the club. Right, there we go, my friends. We're going to skip on fast now. This is the first round of the Cup. We're not going to worry about the Cups until we get later on. I might play 10, 15 games. We're going to zip through. Because, even when, and I'm saying when, we get promoted to the Premier League, it's going to take a few seasons to catch up with old Celtic, 1 or 2. So we're going to zip through the seasons. Let me know what you think of the transfers. And if anyone can tell me that this is okay, the fact that there's no mention of the new stadium on here, tell me that's okay so I can feel better about my life. Right, thank you very much for watching me, guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.